Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today we are on the main account and I wanted to talk to you about one of the best Nightmare campaign farmers. And the reason I want to talk about this one is because if you're trying to finish a champion training tournament or a champion training event, or if you're trying to compete in one of those champion training tournaments, you know, where first place is a legendary champion or like a really juicy reward, like an Eternal Soulstone or something like that, you always try to farm on Nightmare campaign if you can, because you know what, the best place for the sake of getting experience is in Nightmare campaign stage 12-6, okay? So 12-6, we know that we usually farm Brutal campaign, we farm stage 12-3, okay? But that one's more efficient for the balance between, you know, experience acquired and silver as well, because on stage 3 that's where you get yourself the shields, and shields are the one that pay the most silver from selling. However, if we're talking specifically about the experience that we gain, well, we get a lot more. You know what, let me show you just quickly a little bit what I'm talking about. I'm gonna hopefully stop it and see it in time, and just keep in mind, let me get a calculator. So if we do Nightmare campaign, we get 19,536. So 19,536. That's how much you get from doing stage 12-6 on Nightmare, okay? This is the amount that you get. Now, let's try and go to Brutal. And let's say we do the same stage, okay? Let's say we do the same stage on Brutal and see how much experience do we get. Normally, you know what, we'd expect to get like half of this, but it's actually a lot less. And then after that, I'm gonna do let me see, so this one split by 2, so we get 8,800. So if we split this by 2, we lose on 1,000 experience per run. So like every 8 runs you gain an extra one, or like for Nightmare, every 4 runs on Nightmare you gain that extra run that you would gain over here. If we would go and do stage 12-3 that we usually do, let's see how much do we get. Let's see how much do we get in. Just, you know, I just want to give you an idea roughly about the experience that you would get and what, you know, the experience that I suppose you would lose if you do that stage. So if you look over here, you get 8,652. So you lose another like 200-300 experience. So that's why Nightmare campaign is the best one to farm it. And at the end of the day, you're kind of trying to do that as fast as you can as well, because normally I do my let's say I do 12-3, I get my Fellhound in there, or you know, your Queen Evas, your Bellowers, your whoever, your starter, that just one-shots the wave like this, okay? And you do that in 5 seconds, okay? So you do that in 5 seconds, but you lose around what, 1,000, like around 1,300 experience. So, however, if you go to Nightmare, it's going to be a little bit slower, okay? So it's going to be a little bit slower, but it's not as slow. So from my point of view, if I can do it under or around 20 seconds, I'm happy with that. You know, at the end of the day, if I can do it like, it's almost, you know, 3-4 times, what's it called, slower, but not quite, because it's, you know, animation, the way this takes and all that. So basically I'm doing, look at this, 15-13 seconds, so it's doing pretty good. Another thing that you want to keep in mind when you're doing Nightmare campaign is that you want to make it 100%, that's for sure, because if you lose one run, you lose on 16 energy, and that's a ton to lose out. There's not too many champions that can do Nightmare campaign, you know, in a pretty fast time. There's like Ethos, Ray, I've seen Leorius do it. Like, if there's anybody else that you guys know that can do it, like, you know, let's say under 30 seconds, leave it in the comments below. I know Magnar can do it. I know Shieldguard can do it in a strong lifesteal, Ignations, but those are slower, you know. At the end of the day, I don't want a team that's, or like a champion that does it in like 1 minute. That's not the goal. The goal is to do it fast, as efficient as possible, you know, and get as much experience as possible. So Horndig is one of those champions that can do it, and he can be pretty tricky to tune, I'm not gonna lie. I have a previous video that I released last year on him, but that was not 100%, guys. It was not 100%. I mean, it was, let's say, 95-97%. From time to time, the problem was like, okay, first wave he doesn't get a double turn, gets hit, he attacks again. The second wave over here, if he does not kill, like if he does not one-shot that one and get an extra turn, the Allure, if she hits you with that A3 that ignores defense, you're kind of dead. You're kind of dead. So your goal is to build him strong enough so that he can nuke the Allures and the other people on the side. And you know what? Everything depends on the build, but it's on the masteries, guys. Like, masteries make a huge huge difference to this build to actually make it possible. See, I always kill the ones on the side. If it's one more left, that's not a big problem. So the reason why Herding is so good for Nightmare campaign farming is because he hits really hard on the A2. You don't really care about landing, decreased defense, decreased accuracy. I mean, yeah, you're going to try and get some accuracy in his build if you're going to use him for other PvE content. Maybe if you use him for the Dark Pain, get 350 accuracy, you might not have enough damage. Or maybe you can, you know. I'm quite sure I could squeeze that accuracy on him and still have him do enough damage for campaign farming. But let's say we're just talking specializing over there. So he hits really hard on the A2. He hits really hard on A3, and if he crits, he does an AoE as well, as you saw. And then what's beautiful about him as well is, if he kills someone with the A1, he gets an extra turn, but he also resets the cooldown of his A3. So the way he rotates through his skills, that's what makes him really viable and like extremely good for Nightmare campaign farming. The way that I have him built, for me, is like Savage plus Cruel, you know, and then obviously attack, crit damage, more attack in here. And, you know, there's some pretty decent pieces, I'm not gonna lie, nothing too crazy. I mean, look at this one. It's nothing too crazy. It's like, it can be better. So, I'm not showing you God tier gear. Even though I have great stats, it's not God tier gear. Look at this. Even the crit rate here. There's crit rate, crit damage, 2 stats that I don't care about. It's 1 stat I don't care about. Don't really care about. So, see, there's still, look at this. I have a crit damage glove that brings me nothing, just a flat attack. So it's not it's not something that's impossibly to achieve. That's what I'm trying to show, you know. Obviously it does require some strong gear, but it's not impossible. It's not God tier. It's not like he has like, I don't know, 350 crit damage and crazy stuff like that. But what I want to show you is his speed. He's running at 168 speed, guys. So the thing is like this, the speed that you want to have him at, again, our trusty calculator, is more than the fastest champion. So let's go to 206, but before that, let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. So if you go on to hellhades.com and go to the stages tool, we go here to campaign, we go on to Brimstone Path and go to stage 6 Nightmare, okay? So if you look over here, let me move myself to the side. What did I click? No, go away. So if you look at here, the fastest we have on the first wave is the 101 Lord Shazar. Then we have the 103 Prince Kaimar, and then at the end we have the 103 Prince Kaimar. So what you're aiming to do is be faster than double this, 206. So you're trying to go over the, let's say 206, okay? But then what I'm doing to lower that speed is I'm playing with the masteries. First mastery over here, Whirlwind of Death. Every time you kill someone, you gain up to 18 speed. So from here, basically, we can remove 18 speed. That means we can build him at 188. But then there's another one that gives us another speed reduction. And there's this one, Spirit Haste down the support tree. Increases speed by 8 for each dead ally. Your allies on Nightmare campaign will always down the first wave unless they're really tanky. Normally, food champions should not be really tanky. So that means you can get another 24. So remove from here another 24. That makes you have to get Herdeg at 164, which is nothing too crazy. Like, you can get those speeds maybe from substats. You don't even need to put a speed gear on him. Or you maybe get the speed boots and just get no speed on everything else. Just get the attack, the crit damage, and all the other stuff. So, let's say you don't get to 164, but go to 165, just to be, you know, on the safer side. But this means your Herdeg is really slow and you can pump a ton of damage on him. Now, the other things that are really important are the next masteries that I will be showing you. So, Heart of Glory increases damage inflicted by 5% when attacking full HP. This is always going to happen because he's going to go first. He should have full HP because you're not going to take too much damage, especially on the first wave, second wave, third wave, all that. Then, you obviously want the crit damage, you want the crit rate. Obviously, Whirlwind of Death is extremely important because of the speed that I showed. Then, you want Ruthless Ambush, another 8% damage increase on the first hit, which is obviously, it's the first hit on the... Let me move myself here while I'm showing. Another increase because you're going to get obviously the first hit on the AoE because you're going to be faster. And that means you're going to do even more damage. These masteries are the ones that help you actually do that damage, you know, that overboard damage that will help you kill the Allure on the side and even like the Initiative Blood Team on the last wave because they're pretty tanky. So, you know, every single bit counts. So 8% from here. Then Cycle of Violence. This is really important for any campaign farmer because you have a chance of decreasing the cooldown of a random skill, which means you're coming back to your active skills faster, you know, to your AoEs, in this case, the A2 or the A3. Then this one's again amazing. Wrath of the Slain increases damage by 5% for each dead ally. Stacks up to 10%. Again, The allies will die on the first wave, you get another 10% boost. Kill streak again helps you a ton because after you kill the first wave, you get another 12% damage boost. So you see, everything adds up. 12%, 10%, 8%, 5%. That's a lot. And then the last one that I chose was Flawless Execution. I chose this one for the sake of reliability, okay? Because 20% crit damage is always gonna be there. You know, it's reliable. Health Smasher is not the choice, but again, this was not reliable enough. Giant Slayers don't really care. Maybe you can argue going for War Master if you're using your hunting in other areas of the game against bosses and you need a War Master. I'm quite sure if I remove this and put War Master with the build that I have right now, it's gonna work. Then when it comes to the support tree, it doesn't really matter. Like some accuracy, just this is the one that you care mostly about. Spirit Haste, and that's about it. I chose to go with Cycle of Magic again because an extra chance to decrease the cooldown of a random active skill is good, but you could go maybe with Lord of Steel. If you're not gonna have Savage on him, maybe you're gonna have triple Cruel, the Lord of Steel might be better. So yeah, this is my herding build. This is currently my campaign farmer, my nightmare campaign farmer. And the beauty of this is, like I said, it's 100% consistent. It never failed. I think I did over 600 runs ever since I changed him to this build, and it has never failed me. So that's what makes me happy, and that's why I'm definitely gonna keep using him when I want to farm. You know, when I want to do champion trainings pretty fast, I just throw him in there, just boom, 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 do those runs fast, and then carry on with my day. But yeah, this is gonna be it for the video today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this is helpful. I hope this helped you with your herding build. You might be thinking like, what am I gonna use him for? Well, this is one of the uses that you can you can get for your herding. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, in this build, he could also be an arena nuker, because like it's Savage plus Scroll. It's crazy damage. You don't really care about accuracy, and he can smack really hard in an arena team. You know, you might have a Trunda, but then you're looking for something else that you need. He could have the same build for this, and at the same time, you know what? In the same build is I would throw it in the normal campaign just to auto climb. You know, get him with somebody that brings an attack lead or something, and he can be your auto climb champion. Again, this is not an early game or mid game showcase, guys. This is a guide for, you know, for the end game, for people that are trying to farm Nightmare campaign. But yeah, this is gonna be it for the video today, guys. If you do enjoy my content, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. And I'm going to see you on the next one. Peace, love, take care everyone. Bye, guys.